So, dear students, in the previous video, we checked about copy constructor. So, we discussed what is the copy constructor, how to write a copy constructor, and what is the need of writing a copy constructor, what can be accomplished with the help of copy constructor. So, now we are going to, I am going to show you with the help of an example that we are saying that compiler has its default copy constructor. Then why and when there is a need to write your own copy constructor. So let's check it when it is necessary or when it is compulsory to write our own copy constructor. So let's say we have a class and class name is ABC. This class has two private members. So let's say both are of type int. So one will be a dynamic member. Let's say one will be a pointer. We will allocate memory to this pointer dynamically, and another will be a simple variable y. Now let's say this class has public functions. So one is, let's say, parametric constructor. So this has two variables of type int x and y, but class member x is a dynamic member. So this, whenever we assign value to class x, it will be assigned through new. So this x will be new int and we will pass parameter x here. And y is quite simple. So this y is equal to y. So this is a parametric constructor. So here we took two members of the class. One will be a dynamic, for one member we are doing dynamic memory allocation, and other one is a simple member static allocation. So this is first function, parametric constructor. Now let's say we have a function just to set the value, and function is set data. And let's say this set data also take two parameters x and y. And in the same way, let's say x will be this x. So now because pointer has been assigned, so we write a strict value of this x. It should be equal to x, and y, this y should be equal to y, because it has already been initialized through the this dynamic initialization has already done through the parametric constructor. That's why I have assigned only value. Now another function just to display the value, get data, and it will display the value cout. Let's say x is equal to, what should I write here? I should write here asterisk x because it is the value. Then go to the next line, then y is equal to y, because y is not a dynamic allocation. Okay, so this is a simple class which does not have any copy constructor. This has one parametric constructor, one set function, and one get function. Now let's declare object of the class. Let's say ABC, object name is ABC, and through parametric constructor, let's say I want to assign value 5, 2. Fine. Now let's say I declare another object ABC. I declare another object, let's say ABC1, and what I said here, ABC1 is equal to ABC. So we don't have copy constructor, we didn't declare copy constructor, but inbuilt copy constructor will be called here. Now if I write ABC dot get data, or if I say ABC1 dot get data, both should be equal, because here we copied the value of ABC to ABC1. So let's run it now. So when we run it, so see, for ABC x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. For ABC1 x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. Now let's change the value. Let's say we change the value for this. Let's say I do it ABC dot set data, and I write it 7, 2. So I change it for ABC, and then we are going to print it for ABC and ABC1 both. ABC dot get data. Similarly, ABC1 dot get data. So I'm going to copy paste it here. Okay, so logically what we want? We want to change only value of ABC, and we are saying that logically because this copy constructor has been called before changing this value. So ABC1 should have 5 and 2 and ABC should have 7 and 2. So let's change this 2 also so that we can differentiate. So ABC should have 7 and 5 and ABC1 should have 5 and 2. But what happens when you run it? See, both have 7 and 5. ABC1, after changing ABC1 and ABC2, both have 7 and 5. Just a minute. Let me write here, it will be clear. After calling set data. Okay. So after calling set data, just both ABC and ABC1 will have same value, but logically it should not be there. We do not want to do that. See, both ABC1 and ABC have the same. See, for Y value has not been changed, but for X, ABC1 and ABC both have same value for X. But logically it should not be. For ABC1 it should be 5 and 2. So what happens? Because X is a dynamic, for X we are doing dynamic memory allocation. So it means X is pointing to some pointer. So we are not changing the value, we are not declaring different variable. The pointer is pointing to the same variable, and every time through inbuilt copy constructor, every time we are working on the same memory location. So no matter if you are changing ABC or whatever, it will affect both in case of dynamic memory allocation. So whenever we are using dynamic memory allocation, we are declaring class members through new variable, operator. We should create it is necessary to write own copy constructor. So let's write now copy constructor here, ABC, and this constructor will take reference of ABC as argument. So here it is a copy constructor. Now X will be new int, and what value will be this for this new int? We want to assign whatever value of X of A. So it will be value of X asterisk A dot X, and then Y is equal to simple A dot Y. So here now we define our copy constructor. X is equal to new int asterisk A dot X. So it will be assigning to this parameter X, because X is a pointer and we want to do dynamic allocation for X. So every time we have to use new whenever we are using this X. So and this will assign value of X, whatever is the value of X for A, it will assign to the new object, and Y is simple. So now here when we write this statement, now copy constructor will be called. Now user defined copy constructor will be called, and once it will call, it will create a new pointer. It will do a new memory allocation. So now whatever you write, it will be same. It will change only for ABC. See, for ABC it is 7, 5, but for ABC1 it is 5 and 2. So it means this is the main use of copy constructor. So whenever you are doing dynamic memory allocation, you should write your own copy constructor. So just have a quick revision. So this video is just about for why we need to write our own copy constructor if we have inbuilt copy constructor. See, until unless you are not doing dynamic memory allocation for class members, there is no need to write your own copy constructor. Compiler will itself called inbuilt copy constructor. But if you are allocating class members dynamically, like here we did for X, then you should write your own copy constructor to avoid the change, reflecting the change in all the objects you declared through copy constructor if you are changing one object. Okay, if you write your own copy constructor, it will not be so. Thank you. So this is the main use of writing your copy constructor.